Stay up out the way, don't get your issue splat. Stop letting this shit slide and get your lick back. And get your lick back. I feel like I'm JX. J-Way. I'm a perfectionist. Adderall got me restless. I'm gone. Run with a wild crew, they get reckless. Young boy, come up off that neck. Give me that. To the trends. CLE be the band.
Welcome to Bleachers and Speakers. I'm your host, Joe, and I got my co-host, B. Foster, with me. And before we get into anything, I want to remind everyone to subscribe to Bleachers and Speakers on YouTube and follow us on all the podcast aggregators. Just type in Bleachers and Speakers, FFSN in the search. Make sure that notification bell. Follow us. And if you have that notification bell on, you will get an alert every time we drop content. Download the episodes for us. Foster, it is game day. Why does it seem like it's been so long since we had a game? We just played last week.
Yeah, and it was a later game too, so it's actually more recent. But
it just seems like forever. I don't know.
It's always a rush to game day when you win in and everything is going well. So
yeah, I mean, usually it feels like forever after a loss or after a bye week. But it just seems like, for me, it just seems like it's, I've been waiting for game day. And it's not like it's like a division battle or a highly anticipated NFC showdown. It's just I guess I want to see Zadarius Smith play. Zadarius Smith. I want to see what he's looking like today. He was doing a little bit of coaching on the sidelines the other day. And I don't know if you saw it, Foster, but he had an article where he was quoted, if you make a mistake, Coach Campbell makes it seem like it's the end of the world. But he also said, but that's good. I like that. He said, you got these young guys that come in to play and they're in practice and they make mistakes and he's on them. No passes. He's making sure that they understand what's going on and the mistake they made because he wants you to be prepared on game day. So I thought it was kind of rough, like the end of the world. Like, come on, man. No. You can't coach. You can't even coach college players like that no more. They'll transfer. And when it comes to professionals, I remember Deion Sanders said, "I don't have any interest. I don't have any interest coaching grown millionaires because they're not receptive." So,
coaching millionaires now, but they're his sons, I guess.
You know what? That's a very, very good point. They are millionaires now. I mean, but still, I mean, most people have, like, when you're in college, though. Most of those students' dreams are to be in the NFL. So you're going to take, to an extent, some criticism, some yelling, you know what I'm saying? Those that really understand the overall mission. They showed a clip the other day, the LSU coach. He was tearing into a player so bad. He told him on the sidelines, "You're uncoachable. You don't listen." I mean, he was going off. And the crazy thing is they're taking it to another level, saying who would want to play with something like this. But my thing is, it's almost like I compare it to basic training, right? It's a mental toughness you had to go through. Like when I was in the Army and basic training, they're all in your face. They're pushing you. They're telling you that you ain't about this and this, that, and the other. And they'll say things. They don't know if your mom is passed or anything. Your mama shouldn't have had you. They don't care. And you have to sit there and you can't say anything. It's like building a mental toughness. You know what I'm saying? It's preparing you not to crack under pressure.
Or breaking you down.
Or breaking. It's kind of like, we're going to break you. You know what I'm saying? But I've seen so many people fold in basic training. That's a subject for another day, but they fold, and it's like more trouble if you become a rebel in basic training. It's just more, it doesn't pay. But anyway, back to the Lions and Jaguars. I'm sorry. I went off on a tangent, you know what I'm saying? I got some war stories. Maybe I should include them in the overall scheme of things. So I got some stuff to tell. But anyway, I don't want to seem cocky or anything, but I don't know much about the Jags. Um, and that's usually the case for most of the division. I mean, most of the ops we play, except for the people within the division. Good morning, Troy. Troy says, looking like another easy win today. I don't want to start thinking like that. It should be, but hey, still got to line up and play football. I want to. The golf has had a couple, non-statistical games, great looking games. I want to see him get back on track today. I want to see some more. I want to see some more forced turnovers by our defense. I'd like to see that. Troy says, "Good morning, happy Sunday day. Happy Sunday. How are we doing? How are we doing today?" Hey, Troy, I am great. Foster, I'm pretty sure he's cool. He's getting over a cold. He was 85.6% last week.
Right.
I can't help but hope he's better. He better be better today. He was in my car yesterday, so hey.
Feeling good.
Yeah. Troy says, I mean, a negative 950 favor in football is big, but yeah, crazier things have happened. Yes. I mean, no, it is what it is. I want to ask anyone out there, and I'm gonna ask you, Foster, and anyone that's listening or watching, what do you expect to see today, Foster?
I think that we're gonna win by 20 plus, honestly.
Okay.
We don't have any glaring injuries to report outside of Sam Laporta will be out for this game. And then obviously the couple guys we got that are coming off the IR, Broderick Martin, Emmanuel Mosley, and Iffy. I expect to see at least a few of them next week. Well, actually, the 21-day window, I think we're coming up. You said what?
It's already started, 21-day window.
Yeah, it's already started. So yeah, we're getting to that point right now where they should be returning. But yeah, outside of that, I think it should be a showcase game and an opportunity for us to try some things out. I expect a major output from the offense. Ben Johnson kind of called out his guys, and basically said that we've been kind of slacking lately. And when you think about it, the Texan game, the Packer game, which of course the weather was awful, so I really don't fault them too much. But we've had a somewhat
Titans
of a
game offensively wasn't crazy.
You said the what?
The Titans game offensively wasn't crazy.
We scored a bunch of points.
Yeah, that was off an interception return that put us in the red zone. Special teams returns. Right. It was like 3 great ones, 1 for a touchdown. Yeah, there was a lot of field goals in there was a lot of gimmies in that game, not just offensive drives. So even though we scored 52 points, 45 by the offense, I mean, there was I don't want to include was it a punt return for a touchdown? Yeah, it was a
punt return. We had a nice kick return by
Khalil return for 70-something yards.
Yes.
So there wasn't a lot of offensive drives in that game, defining drives that said, okay, but yeah, it's been like that. Like, this is one of those games where this is one of those weeks in practice where you work on execution and you do what you got to do. Now, for me, the most important thing out of this game, outside, and it's even more important than a win, is to be healthy leaving. Play this game, no major injuries, get out the game, put on the show. And I'm going to read this comment and I'm going to let you go, Foster.
Mm-hmm.
Troy says, Monty and Gibbs 2 touchdowns each, and Jamo scores 1. That's 5 touchdowns. Zadarius Smith and McNeil get a sack for sure. That's a lot of offense to put out. But go ahead, Foster. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut your wisdom.
No, you're good. Yeah, so I expect to see a nice bounce back effort. I mean, we'll be at home. The the weather elements will obviously be ideal. So there's really no excuse. JMO, returned last week, and I think that Brock Wright and Zylstra can step in and take the place of Sam Laporta just fine. Yeah, of course we have the two-headed monster as far as the running game is concerned. And Zadarius Smith will be on a they called it a pitch count. So he's not going to be every down type situation, but
Absolutely.
that crowd is going to be electric when he does the slightest of a pass breakup or a QB pressure. It's gonna be rocking. So I'm excited. The Jaguars are 32nd in the league in defense. So I mean, I don't expect much resistance. Taylor Decker has been a full participant in practice all week.
Right.
We'll definitely need him because the Jaguars do have a nice tandem on the edge between Trayvon Walker and Josh Hines Allen. But yeah, I don't the Lions, especially being at home, we should be we have a heavy advantage in this game.
Yeah. Also, a couple of injuries to note. Carlton Davis broke his thumb. However, he will be playing. And there's a video surfacing of Hutch in a pool working out.
No.
So and it's crazy because there was people and Foster, you can attest to this. There were people who thought the injury was so horrific that he may not play again or may not play anytime soon.
It was horrific.
But Foster, I was the first one to tell you the injury he suffered at Michigan was worse.
Which is wild.
And he bounced back from that. And it was a break in the bone. My concern was the only I was more concerned about a ACL. You know what I'm saying? A bone break will heal faster than an ACL. But the only thing that you have to worry about in either case is nerve damage. If you have nerve damage, that's one thing that doctors to this day, physicians, surgeons cannot quite nail down is nerves. Once nerves get damaged, it's just they can't fix it. It is what it is. You hear people with that live the rest of their lives with nerve damage. They can't fix it. They can't heal it. It's just something about nerves they can't figure out or come up with anything for any kind of cure for any kind of damaged nerve. So, but it was a clean break. As Troy just said, it was a clean break, and he'll be back. He'll be back. Now, it's just a matter of when. Now, it's great to see him in a pool. I do not expect him to play anytime soon. But there's speculation where people are saying, don't rush it. Don't come back until you're ready. I don't think he's going to come back until the doctor say he's ready. And that's not, you can't rush a doctor. You can't rush a physician. And you can't rush Hutch. I think he's going to come back when he's cleared and when he feels comfortable to come back. So whenever he comes back, we are going to, and I don't care what anybody said, we are going to welcome him with open arms, whether it's in the playoffs or anything else or next year. He's welcome back whenever he's ready to play. Before we go any further, let's take a quick break, Foss, and then we'll get back and we'll talk some more Detroit Lions versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. If you are watching, we'll be back in 10 seconds. If you're listening, you will hear some wonderful ads from our sponsors. Before I go on, please subscribe to Bleachers Speakers on YouTube and follow us on all podcast aggregators. We appreciate it. Bleachers Speakers FFSN in your search. Make sure you download those episodes. Make sure the notification bell is on so when we drop content, you'll get an alert. If Troy said something while we were on break. So let me get to his comment. He said he'll be back for playoffs. Troy, if he's back for playoffs, I am all for it. I am not expecting it, but he's working out. He's walking in a pool. I don't know if you ever, Foster, you're an athlete. You ever worked out in a swimming pool?
A little bit. I won't say it was a structured type workout, but
Well, it takes a little bit of work. It's not like regular, you know what I'm saying? It's not like it's not an easy workout to work out in the pool.
Resistance for sure.
For sure. So that's good. He's in a pool. We're on game 10, right? Today is game 10. There's 7 more games. That means it's 7 more weeks. Who knows where he'll be in 7 weeks as far as healing and this, that, and other. I mean, it looks really, really good to support what Troy is saying. He'll be back for the playoffs. It looks really, really good. However, I'm not a doctor. I'm not on the team. I'm not a team physician. We just have to wait and see. As far as I'm concerned. Jacksonville. One of the things I noticed about them, there's no Matt Jones is a starter, the backup.
He's the starter today, but yes, he's a backup.
Yes, he's starting today. He's their second string quarterback, which if you're a Jacksonville fan, that doesn't bode well for you. I think it plays into our favor as well. You don't, but then Matt Rudolph, he was looking real. But you know what? I'm gonna give Matt Rudolph some credit. He was looking really good versus the Lions in the first couple of quarters. But he has experience. He had a starting job with the Steelers, and they have some weapons on that offensive side of the ball. They just hasn't been utilized. One person you mentioned before the game was Calvin Ridley. You mentioned Calvin Ridley, and he had a hell of a first half. So
former Jaguar, by the way.
Yeah. So I don't foresee any problems whatsoever from Jacksonville, but I don't, you still have to line up and play football. I see I don't see their offense moving the ball too good, and I want to see the corners play a clean game, a cleaner game. I'm starting to notice, well, we all notice Terry Arnold, getting a penalty every game just about for some kind of pass interference or defensive holding. And he's looking around like, no, not me. I didn't do anything. Yes, you did, bro.
Gotta love the arrogance of a cornerback to just disregard all.
Like the camera's not on you, right? Like, what? Yes, you tackled him, bro. You tackled him. Foss, did you see the last play of the game? The last defensive pass where they said Terry Arnold got there a little early. And it looked like
he didn't find the ball, it seems like.
It looked like the linebacker in front tipped the ball first. And that's what one of the people on the NBC panel said, no, that's not pass interference. The linebacker touched the ball first before he was ever interfered. It's a bang-bang play. It's no reason to be outraged. You didn't get cheated. That linebacker tipped that ball. Anything after that, you can do whatever. You can tackle a person, grab whatever. I didn't see it. I just noticed he said it after they showed the play, and I was like, I gotta watch that, but I didn't get around to checking that. So, but still, first look, I thought he got there early. They didn't call it. I don't trip. But this is one of those games where you can use. I think when it comes to a D-back being handsy, right? I think it's a lack of confidence. I just think they think because they're doing that before they get beat. You know what I'm saying? And I think they need to trust their technique a little bit more. But you see that handsy stuff going on all across the league, though.
And they say that Alabama's brand of football is a little bit more physical. So it may be just instinctive to him, and it's something habits that he has to just break because it's it's what got him the money when when he was in college. So
And he's not a finesse corner. He's not a speedy 4-3, 4-4 guy. He's a physical corner.
right. So he's using he's using his tools, but he's learning very quick that is just not going to fly at the next level, and he's gonna have to make that adjustment. So, but I see some opportunities. I mean, Mac Jones struggled to move the ball against the Vikings. He doesn't have a touchdown pass yet this year. He's got 0 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. So hopefully we can make his job more difficult. But they do have some nice weapons on the other side. They got Gabe Davis, who previously played for Buffalo. Brian Thomas is having a really good year. He's got 5 touchdowns and 600 yards receiving already this year. And then their running back as well, Travis Etienne, who I think his brother plays at Florida. I think they both ended up going to Florida, but he's a pretty speedy running back as well. So they have some weapons. I think that I just think that it's going to be difficult not having their starting quarterback in there.
Of course, absolutely. Like I said, it bodes well for us, and not so well for them. You don't mind facing. They're back up for a reason, so that means their best person for the job isn't there. Troy says Trevor Etienne in Georgia. He's injured right now. Yes.
Oh, Trevor is his brother,
and
he's at Georgia, not Florida. So
he transferred from Florida, I believe.
Yeah. Okay.
I know he played at Florida before.
Okay.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong.
Travis is having a horrible. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Troy said, but Travis is having a horrible year. Yeah, I was kind of surprised to see that, but when you look at the record, I mean, something has gone wrong. And
yeah, but you have to look at it like this though. Travis he has the physical abilities to be good. He's a breakaway back, and all it needs is one game to get you on track. So we can't be that team that gets him back on track. We have to keep the streak going. We have to make sure that he's continuing not to have a good year. And if he's going to have any kind of relief from a bad season, it can't be against us. And I think
the backup, the backup is the one that's really been balling this year. And he's out for this game. He's got 4 touchdowns.
Who is that?
Tank Bigsby, who I've never heard of, but
never heard of him.
Pay did mention him in the on the Wednesday night show. 5.5 yards per carry. He was balling. Okay.
Troy is on it, man. Troy said, I think Tank Bigsby is out, so Travis should get more usage. I mean, Troy is on it, bro. I mean, we got another seat up here, bro.
Right here.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We can get you on the panel, man. We can get you on the panel. Yeah. Dang. I mean, they're depleted. Their best running back is out production wise. They're out. There's no excuse. The Lions should win this game, even with their starters. The Lions should win this game. And I think, Foster, what we should do, and this is just off subject, is we should have another show during the week where we preview the NFL as a whole. Because when it comes to these teams, I don't pay attention to them like we should. Like not even the opponents. The Green Bays, the Minnesota, Chicago Bears, they're within our division. So yes, I'm going to watch them play. I'm going to see them because we have to face them twice. Those are 6 games that are very important. So I keep up with what they're doing, who's playing for them, and and their tendencies or whatever. I do not pay attention unless they're on primetime TV. There's teams that I just don't know nothing about. Now, I do watch Kansas City. I do watch Baltimore. I do watch Pittsburgh. Those are teams that that get a lot of play airtime on TV, and I watch those games. But I don't watch a lot of haven't watched a lot of Jacksonville Jaguars football this year. And like I said, there's other team like New Orleans. I don't watch much of those games. Maybe we should just start, doing a show and talking about it, because we at some point we could very well face a lot of these teams. Depends on how it goes in the playoffs. If you get to the playoffs, you could very well face one of these NFC teams, and if you ultimately get to the Super Bowl, we'll know who we're dealing with. Because I think the Super Bowl picture right now is still there's no clear-cut NFC and AFC champion. Yes, the Lions are 8-1 and looking real good. However, they're still let's see, 9 more games to play.
It's a long
8
season.
more games to play. I'm saying, yeah, it's a lot of football left. Kansas City is undefeated over there in the AFC. I don't think they're going to stay undefeated. But
Waiting
there's
a
a lot
little.
of, it's a lot of good quality teams. You look at Pittsburgh, you look at Baltimore. Those are 2 very good AFC teams. I don't know, man. It's a lot of football left, and I just want to see it shake out, but I don't know much about them. So maybe we should chime in. Maybe I should chime in some more, and maybe we can have another show. Plus, anytime I get a chance to work with my co-host B Foster, I'm on. We're gonna lock in. So, but these Jaguars, how do they look defensively outside of the defensive ends that you mentioned earlier, Foster? What does the rest of the defense look like?
I would say I'm most. I mean, outside of the 2 edge rushers and Andre Cisco, I don't know a lot of their players, to be honest. But the numbers show that they have fared well this year. We know they came off a pretty good defensive effort against the Vikings, where they were able to pick Sam Darnold off 3 times. And
I mean, everybody does that.
Well, as of
And
late, it's been kind of rough for him. But the 4th interception got called back for a penalty. So in a sense, they had 4 interceptions. So we know they're capable of turning the ball over on occasion. But overall, their turnover differential is -7. So they're definitely giving the ball away more than they're taking it.
But that's a confidence thing too. Regardless of who you're playing, if you can get interceptions, you bring that with you to the next game. You're like, okay, we picked Sam Darnold off. We can pick Goff off. That confidence, and they're not going to be intimidated or scared. And if you look at it, Goff hasn't had a lights out game in a few weeks. We was talking MVP for Goff 4 weeks ago. They're not that talk is kind of cooled. Not saying that he's not good. I'm just saying, like, so if I'm the opposing D-back or I'm the opposing defense, we have absolutely nothing to lose. This could be one of those games where we let everything loose and see what happens. So you have to be wary of that as far as the Lions. And I'm not going to say this is a giveaway game, and I'm not going to say it's a trap game, but it's a game that we have to still execute and show that we're better than this team that we're facing. And the problem has been in the past is that we'll have a game like this. We'll need a game like this to win and fall short. But that was an older era. This is a new regime, a new team. I believe in this team, and I think I believe we're going to have a victory. My biggest concern is leaving the game without any major injuries, as I would any other game.
Yeah, and as I look at the numbers here with the Vikings game, Hockenson had a pretty good game. He had 72 yards receiving.
He was going crazy in the first, but he was paying for them catches, bro. They was tattooing him when he caught the ball.
and actually it looked like they were pretty susceptible to the tight ends in general because Josh Oliver had 52 yards to go with Hawkins 72, so that's about 100 plus yards in just tight ends. But the receivers were held down quite a bit. Jefferson only had 48 yards. Addison only had 25. So
who's starting in place of Laporta today?
I would
Brock?
say Brock Wright. And then I want to say Shane Zylstra is the
for sure. Yeah.
Let's see here. Is Mitchell gone? Is Mitchell still on
I
the
haven't
team?
heard that name in a long time. I think he's still on the team though.
Yeah, he's on the team. He's the number 3 today. But yeah, Shane Zylstra is the backup, and Brock Wright will get the start. So, well, tight end wise, we're not going to be super equipped, but yeah, interesting to see how they fared against the Vikings' explosive receivers. They held them at bay pretty good.
I want to see 100 yards from Montgomery today.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, I want to see 100 yards from Montgomery today. And that's not to say he hasn't had any good games lately. I just want to see the kind of run blocking that would allow him to get 100 because Gibbs can get it. He can get them in bunches, but Montgomery's style is 5, 4, 6, 10, 5, 4. You know what I'm saying? 5. He's you know what I'm saying. He runs downhill, but he's not he's got some juice. Like he's not slow by any means. We've seen him get in the open field and break away, but he's not Gibbs on the outside. And so, what I want to see is more ground or ground and pound game between the tackles because those two defensive ends they got. That's one way to neutralize them is to run the ball inside. They don't get an opportunity. Yeah. And I'm glad Decker's back. My fault. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say when you talk about balance between the two of them, they both have 122 carries apiece. Like to the like.
What kind of that is there a pitch count going on? Like, is this scripted? Is this like wow? I mean, and then usually when you have 2 running backs, and I don't see this happening at all anytime soon. When you have 2 running backs, there's usually one that kind of gripes about their carries. You know what I'm saying? There's no griping on this. There's nobody griping on you. You can have a game where St. Brown has 2 catches and he won't make a sound, win or lose, about anything. You know what I'm saying? This is what I like to see as far as team unity, team ball, this, that, and other. There's nobody, at least, and I'm saying we don't know what's going on in the locker room or in meetings.
Right.
However, when this type of thing goes on, it usually leaks out to the public.
It does.
It doesn't stay internal. But even if it is going on, it's staying internal, and that's what I like to see.
And this is kind of a new group. Everything is still peachy and nice, and all of our players are young and getting their contracts. Like this is definitely, I won't call it the honeymoon stage, but we're new to this type of success anyway. So
did we have our second break or did we just have one?
I think we just had one. Yeah.
Just had one, and I think that was at the 15-minute mark. Let's take another one because FFSN don't play about their breaks. Say you're not gonna get paid if you don't have the ads in there. I'm like, whoa, because for a minute I was skipping the ads. Like, oh, it is what it is. We getting a download. They're like, nah, son, put them ads in there. And now the political race is over, and they ain't got to worry about sifting through those ads because they don't want anything to do with political ads. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent.
Man, you be getting off, don't you?
Hey, be back in 10 seconds though. The Lions are facing the Jacksonville Jaguars today. Foster, do you have any kind of prediction score-wise? Yes, and I'm putting you on the spot again.
41-20 Detroit Lions.
Woo! Yeah, offensive breakout is what I expect. I'm going to say 35-7 Lions.
Mm.
And I'm also going to put out there that the Lions let up off the gas in the second half.
Dang, is that when we give up the touchdown in the second half? Or we let up on we offensively we let up on the gas?
I think the creativity on the offense like goes away by the third quarter. I think it's just run, try to get the first down. Maybe 3 runs and I'm saying on some series, but I think at that point the game will be out of hand. I think you might see the third running back, you know what I'm saying? You might see Vaki out there running the ball.
Oh, dang.
I mean, it's you get into that point of the season where you want to preserve your players if you can. You know what I'm saying? You still got what's the game after this?
I believe it's the Colts, but let's look.
The Colts. It is the Colts.
Is it okay?
So what happens is if you play these next 2 games, right? And you play these next 2 games, and then you got Chicago on Thanksgiving. You want to be well rested because Thanksgiving is always a game, usually a game of disappointment for us. Like really, like I've been so mad on Thanksgiving watching Detroit Lions football is crazy. Detroit gives a 38-10 Lions prediction. That's something along on par with what I'm saying. Yeah, something like that. It'll be something like that. 35-7, 38-10. Yeah, something around there. Yeah, so I that's my prediction. I do think the Lions will not play a full 4 quarters with all their starters. I am glad Taylor Decker's back though, because it clearly I don't know if that was just Taylor Decker's absence being gone last week, but that Houston defensive line had their way with our offensive line the first half.
Yeah, I mean they're tough. I mean they're tough on any given day, but you add the fact that you're starting blindside tackle.
Yeah.
Your blindside tackle is out. It's spooky.
They showed a move that Danielle Hunter put on.
That was nice. That was nice.
See, and it gave me flashbacks of why we were pissed off the Lions didn't get him.
Get him. That's what I was thinking too.
Oh, that man he put a move on Sewell that was nasty. And I was like, now mind you, they didn't have a lot of clips of Danielle Hunter going crazy on Sewell, which is great. But that one in particular, man. And they were down there. Will Anderson didn't play on the other edge. And that
yeah, you're right. He didn't.
That defensive line was dominating. And it was like I'm watching the first half, and it's like, I can't believe they chose to play this bad in prime time. It was it was 23-7 and half. And I'm like, there's plenty of time, but this doesn't look good at all. Like, this does not look good. And I was like tripping. Foster wasn't responding. I didn't have nobody to vent to. And I refused to make negative statements on Facebook, on posts during the game, because I've seen them and they pissed me off. Right? Now, I don't fault anybody for feeling some kind of way during the game, but the post Lions suck or stuff like that is like, bro, it's 4 quarters of football. 4. You can't trip in the first half. Now, if you're down 49-0 in the first half, then bet on, right?
Bad day.
23-7 16 points, down 16 points at half. That's plenty of time. Plenty of time. That's 2 touchdowns. An extra 2-point conversions. You can get that in 2 drives in the third quarter. And so it just didn't, and then it looked scripted to the point to where we were going to turn it around immediately because that first possession from the Texans, they threw a pick. We just happened to throw a pick right back, but
No, you have it.
yeah. But Carlton Davis made a play on the ball that was just so instinctive and dope. He broke on the ball, dove for it. We got the ball damn near red zone. Now, me personally, I'm very conservative at that point, and I'll take 3 if I have to. It's early. You know what I'm saying? But they decided to attack, and Goff throws an interception and gives it right back to him. Troy says, quick side note, Pistons are favorite today, and they've been looking great. If the season ended today, we are in a playoff spot.
Let's go.
Hey, Troy, me and Foster was debating yesterday whether we're going to have a Pistons show. We're going to have a Pistons show. We're going to.
Oh, we got somebody trash. Oh, the Wizards.
Wizards. We got the Wizards today.
The junior Pistons.
What are we, 6 and 7?
Nah, we're 5 and 8, I believe.
I think we're 6 and 7. I'm not sure.
Oh, you know what? That might have been before the. Hold on, let's see here. Okay. First of all, the Wizards are 2 and 9. Yuck.
Well, Toronto was 2 and 8 and took us to the brink.
Man, didn't I? We're 6 and 8. Okay, what did I say?
You said 5 and 8. Yeah, but we're 6 and 8, right?
6 and 8. Wow, that looks great.
Now, I'm gonna give you a few seconds.
This is not play-in. This is play. Wait, no, 7. What's the play-in? It's 7 through 10. I think it's play-in.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want you to look this up, Foster. I don't know if you can, and I'm gonna filibuster until you find it. At one point of the season last year for the Pistons, did we win 6 games? Now I know we didn't win game number 4 till January.
I think someone said it was January 25th, if I'm not mistaken.
See, Foster, this is why Foster's my co-host. He's already on it. So
somebody else is on it. I just,
But look, here's the thing, right? It is November, and we have won our 6th game, and we didn't win 6 games until January of last year. Can you imagine how me and Foster felt blogging on this team every week and not getting our 6th victory until January? By the end of the season for us, it was over.
Yeah, there was no if ands or buts about a playoff berth. But
and I've seen some great things from this team. I've also seen some of the same things last year that was happening that I was frustrated about. But I've seen some great things from these individual players, and you can tell there's a different energy. The acquisition of Beasley was so huge. At the time, Foster was very happy about it. I was like, okay.
You're like, who is this guy?
That's what we can do. I mean, because like I said, it's just not the Detroit Pistons haven't been a hotbed destination for free agents. So it was like, okay, we'll take it. Right. And he has been everything. He's been everything. The trade to get Hardaway Jr. And me and Foster was saying every game preseason, oh man, this guy, he lost it. Then the season starts. I was in agreement.
Right.
I was in agreement. But when the season started, he started balling. He's been a good thing to see. I mean,
in the groove.
Yeah. So
and I looked at the numbers of Quentin Grimes, the guy we traded for him. Everybody, a few people were like, "Oh, why would you 4 points a game?"
Yeah. Troy says this is what we needed: actual good role players. But see, me and Foster, I ain't gonna put you.
Healthy role players.
But this is what I lost sight of. Right. All year long last year, me and Foster were saying We don't have veteran leadership on the floor. This team is very green, very young. There's nobody out there to say, "Hey, come here, come here."
Vocal
Tighten
leaders,
up.
yeah, better
We didn't
vocal.
have veteran vocal leaders on the floor. So then we get someone like Hardaway Jr. and we get Malik Beasley, and you have a person like me thinking, "Oh, I guess this is what the best we can do." But this is exactly what I was saying they needed last year.
But the thing, I just think that we just didn't have the right type of like. First of all, I didn't know Malik Beasley to be a leader, but he is maturing, and because he's 27 or something.
But he mentally, he's like the one out there. He's vocally a leader out there.
Yeah, because we had Bogdanovich. I don't see him being much of that
No,
vocal leader. We had Burks. We had Monte Morris. We're not gonna act like the team was just a bunch of kids out there. We
no,
had
no,
some.
no, 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 no.
Yeah,
We talking about um not only having veteran leadership, but the right veteran leadership. And I was very high when we got Grimes. I'm like, okay, yeah, we got somebody we can use. And I didn't see anything output from him. And then we traded him, and I was kind of pissed off. But
were
I
you?
think, I mean, I was looking forward to see what he could do, and I
He
don't think
didn't. He never really got a fair. Well, he was injured a lot.
exactly.
Never. Yeah.
There was a small sample size of what he can do as far as that, and that was like, and then we traded him, and I just like what's going on right now. I mean, come what may, I don't know what's going to happen the rest of the season, and I'm not dancing praises because we're 6-8, but at the same time, you didn't blog every week when we was 14-68. So to be 6-8 right now, I am elated, and I believe we're going to get a victory today versus the Wizards, and I think we're going to get a victory Monday versus
Yes.
the Bulls.
Ooh, that'll be nice. That will be.
And that'll put us at 8-8. You know what I'm saying? I do think that's what's going to happen. And we have a joint show on Monday,
Yeah.
and there'll be Chicago Bulls people on the panel.
I just thought about. Yeah, I can't even go to the game because we got the show.
I don't think that means we can go to the game, bro.
The show starts at 8 o'clock.
We don't have to do that show.
Oh yeah, that too.
And we just tell them, hey, we'll be at the game.
Yeah,
Um,
that's
what,
justified. That's justified, right?
What we can do, the game is usually played at 7, right?
7:30, 7, yeah, something.
What we can do is if they can agree to do a half-hour show at 5.
They ain't gonna do it on 5, man. And
I
that's
mean,
and if they live in Chicago, that's 4 o'clock. I mean, I don't know what.
Those are my demands.
Right, that'd be beautiful. Or around
Well,
that time.
let's see if we make plans to go to the game.
Yeah.
Let's see. We'll decide by this evening whether we're going to the game. And if so, we can go live from our phones.
Yeah. There's ways around it.
So I just put on some headphones and find, you know what I'm saying, and hey, just talk during the game, I guess. They're gonna have to deal with you mute up until it's time to talk. So it is what it is. Foster, let's go ahead, and this is usually a time you put a bow on things, man.
I put a bow. Yeah, I got a little bow to put on it.
Okay. It's getting towards the Christmas season, so put a bow on it and we can get up out of here.
Yeah, so I think the game plan is going to be to make the Jaguars one-dimensional, take away the run, and force Mac Jones to beat us. And as long as we don't allow Evan Ingram, who's a pretty tough tight end, and Brian Thomas, who's having a exceptional rookie year, as long as we don't allow them to get loose in the secondary, I think that we handle business. This is an opportunity for Jared Goff to get back on that MVP, train and just, start that second half push, to at least being in the race for the MVP. And we got to keep the ball. We got to, between Sam Darnold and him, we accounted for nearly 10 interceptions last week alone. So we definitely need to covet the ball and not allow the turnovers to take the wind out of this, out of our sails. Because the Ford Field I feel like we haven't been in Ford Field in a really long time. And the team, and we're clamoring to, just go crazy out there.
Yeah. Very dope, Foster. I like the way you put a bow on that. And with that being said, I think the Lions are going to be victorious. I think it's going to be not a close game. And what I hope to get out of this is improvement from the defensive pass rush. No big plays given up. The corners make some plays, and we leave the game without any major injuries. Have a great day. Go Lions.
Get your lick back.
And subscribe to Bleachers and Speakers on YouTube. Don't forget that.
Get your lick back. If a nugget on you something, ain't no chit chat. Better stay up out the way, don't get your ish splat. Stop letting this shit slide and get your lick back. And get your lick back. Get your lick